A part hides a whole. Percent is per 100. We hunt it down.
Watch the scene first. Before we even calculate a single number, the math is already built directly into the physical world around us. Our goal is to find the percent of a quantity, and we will do that by reading the physical evidence left in the environment. Seeing how these quantities group and shift physically is the necessary first step. The mathematical notation comes later, simply as a way to record what we observe. Let's start with a pile of 64 reeds. We need to find exactly 25% of that total quantity. This shell marks 25% in its baseline form, 25 out of 100. But look at the water's edge. That proportion simplifies perfectly to an equivalent benchmark fraction of 1/4. To find 1/4 of our total, we take those 64 reeds and divide them into 4 equal groups. So 64 divided by 4 is 16. Identifying a specific, clean percentage and converting it directly into a simple fraction makes processing large total quantities highly efficient. Let's handle a real-world scenario, finding a 15% tip on a $28 meal. 15% doesn't break down into a convenient benchmark fraction, so we transition to a decimal format, setting our $28 up to match. We rewrite the 15% rate as the decimal 0.15. We multiply our base meal cost by our new decimal. 28 times 0.15 gives us 4.20. That raw decimal output translates to standard currency format, exactly $4.20.
Percent means per 100. Find 10% first. Scale it up.
When percentages are irregular, decimal multiplication is the most precise tool for determining exact real-world costs. Let's look at one more calculation, determining an 8% sales tax on a jacket. The starting baseline price, before any external rates are applied, is $50. Take a moment and mentally convert that 8% tax rate into a decimal. 8% means 8 out of 100, which translates to 0.08. Misplacing that decimal to write 0.8 calculates an 80% tax, completely ruining the math. We multiply the $50 base price by the correct 0.08 rate. 50 times 0.08 equals 4. Awareness of decimal placement is the critical factor avoiding massive calculation errors in financial mathematics. To find the percent of a quantity, you first choose the most advantageous format, either a fraction or a decimal, and then you multiply by the base amount. The evidence is left behind in the environment to prove the formulas. We can see the 1/4 shell, the tip calculated on the stones, and the exact sales tax tracing the water's ripples. Look closely at the scene. Which specific physical mark in this environment definitively proves the relationship between the base quantity and the calculated percentage? Mathematical formulas aren't abstract rules memorized from a textbook. They are literal, readable translations of the physical reality right in front of you.
The whole appeared. Parts and percents connect. Find a percent today.